Dear Professor Cloak, I was wondering if I could get your opinion on something. As you know, like everyone else in this school, I have big dreams of becoming a filmmaker. But I guess recently, I've had this gut feeling that the traditional path isn't the way to go anymore. I don't know, maybe I'm just being dumb and naive, but in my eyes, something is about to change Hollywood in a really big way.
Worst rating.
Netflix is done. They're not done. What are you talking about?
Professor Cloak, I guess I was just wondering, what are your thoughts on YouTube? Okay, so it's been more than 4 years since I emailed my film professor about starting a YouTube channel, about shifting my focus away from the film industry into this world. And I know how silly this decision might look, that as an aspiring filmmaker, I would commit to a world of amateur content. But what if I told you that some of the most important artists and filmmakers of our generation have already begun their careers here on YouTube? Over the last 4 years, I've seen the stars align perfectly for a collision between YouTube and Hollywood that will change the world of media forever. And the blueprint to get there? Well, it's clearer than you might think. Let me explain. This video is brought to you by Creative Juice, the simplest banking platform for creators. I mean, at first, I couldn't believe it either. A one-stop shop for all my business needs. It felt like Juice really did have everything covered. All my expenses, my taxes, my invoicing, my income. There was even an option to get funding for my YouTube channel. With Juice, it felt like I had more control over my business than ever before. I mean, if I could manage all my finances here, that meant less confusion, less stress, and even more time to tell my stories. If you're a creator like myself who needs a simple and easy way to manage your business, sign up for Juice today in the link below at getjuice.com/getfunding. Okay, so before I explain to you how YouTube will completely change the film industry, I have to tell you about how this all started.
Our next guests are two of the most popular people in your house, whether you know it or not. Please welcome Mark Rober and Mr. Beast.
This story starts more than a decade ago, before Mr. Beast, before YouTubers were landing shows on national television, and way before being a creator was considered a legitimate job. This is the brief history of YouTubers in Hollywood. The year is 2005. YouTube is a fresh Silicon Valley startup. The original idea to create a dating website had just transformed into a video sharing platform. And this was what people were uploading.
Hello, my name is Bob, and we will be teaching you how to be ninja. Everybody was
Flooding with teenagers sharing their home videos, 2005 YouTube quickly became a hub for the youth to experiment. After all, this was the first time in history that a random kid could broadcast their ideas to the world.
Hello, people of the world and internet pedophiles.
It was a groundbreaking way to use the internet, and the millennial teens couldn't get enough of it. Here on YouTube, You didn't need any permission. You didn't need a $20,000 camera or a crew of 50 to reach millions.
This is just a quick video to let y'all know how things are going.
Ow, Charlie!
As the word of a free video sharing platform continued to spread, it didn't take long for a few dreamers to make real use of YouTube's freedom. Equipped with whatever film gear they could scrap together, young artists began sharing their big ideas on the platform, making cheap web series and comedy skits in hopes that Hollywood's elite was listening.
He dumped you?
The videos were bare, with unedited audio and terrible camera quality, but none of that seemed to matter. They were getting their vision out there, and maybe that's all they needed for Hollywood to come knocking.
He's funny, he's filthy, and he's gotten over 20 million views on his YouTube, and he's only 18 years old. Thank God you're 18 at least. He's here to play his world premiere of his new song. Welcome to YouTube. Come on, everybody, make some noise for Bo Burnham!
It's so crazy to be here right now. I cannot believe.
As a few early creators began moving out of their bedrooms into real film sets, the race to conquer Hollywood had officially begun.
My time is now!
Suddenly, YouTube had become a popular stepping stone for the youth to make it into the big leagues. A new path to fame was being paved, and as creators went from simple webcams to videos that looked more like Netflix shows, Hollywood began paying more attention.
So I want people to know I'm an alpha male.
They may have been amateurs at their craft, but there was no denying the power of these so-called YouTubers. They were gaining millions of views. Their communities consistently showed up, and the opportunity to capitalize on this newfound fame was too good to ignore.
Your girl is getting her own NBC late night show!
This was it. This was the beginning of the end for traditional Hollywood, and it looked like it was happening faster than we'd expected, right?
Hey guy, Lily Singh's talk show is bad. The jokes aren't funny, but her delivery makes them even worse.
What did The Rock say to the flower? Okay, bloomer. Skinny jeans, favorite jeans, mom jeans. Sounds like a dope Genuine song. You know what I'm saying?
As Hollywood continued to push out movie after movie, it seemed like the vision for YouTube's future on the big screen wasn't going as planned. What started as a string of coincidentally bad movies and shows quickly became the norm. No matter how popular you were, no matter how strong your YouTube community was, it felt like fans were more interested in buying your $50 sweatshirts than in your $10 movie tickets. But why? Why did something that felt so obvious fail so terribly? What could we have been missing? I mean, sure, they had millions of subscribers, but was their amateur nature prepared for Hollywood? Maybe they just weren't ready to handle million-dollar budgets. Or maybe their one-man productions would simply never translate onto the big screen. Maybe Hollywood really was safe from YouTube this whole time. After all, how could a century-old industry ever work with YouTube? YouTube was for amateurs, content made for 10-year-olds. And Hollywood was for the professionals, where stories have depth and fame lasts longer than 15 minutes. There was nothing to compare, no competition for Hollywood, and everyone seemed to know it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in Las Vegas. Welcome back to Impulsive, the number one podcast in the world. Thank you for watching, viewing, listening, subscribing, whatever, however you view and digest this podcast. We love you. We have a special guest today, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mr. Beast.
I am absolutely stunned by the amount of people
Within the span of a few years, a new class of creators had arrived. And this time, things were going to be different. While many YouTubers were still navigating traditional Hollywood, these creators weren't concerned with leaving the platform, building their media empires on their home turf.
Thank you for watching the video. Prime Hydration coming to a Walmart near you.
It was here, on the shoulders of MrBeast and the rise of spectacle content, where the multi-billion-dollar creator industry would skyrocket.
We are the murderers there. That with the jail and we murdered the murderers there.
In just 15 years, YouTubers had managed to pull audiences the size of the Super Bowl. They were building generational wealth, and their businesses were shaking up all kinds of industries. For the first time, YouTube was outperforming Hollywood. And as streaming platforms and theaters continued to underperform, it looked like it was time to reevaluate the creator industry. Maybe it really was the future. Okay, wait, hold on. What's going on here? We've just gone through 15 years of YouTube history, and despite all the hype, we're still having the same conversations we had in 2005, contemplating the potential of YouTubers in Hollywood. As Addison Rae's movie comes out to horrible reviews, and David Dobrik's show falls on deaf ears, it feels like the same story continues to repeat itself. No matter how hard YouTubers try to imitate and follow Hollywood, they will always be YouTubers. But what if that was the problem? What if this whole time we were actually getting rid of everything that made us special? What if the answer to break into Hollywood was so much simpler than we realized? Maybe they are right. Maybe YouTube is for the amateurs, for the kids in their bedrooms and the filmmakers that can only afford to shoot on their iPhones. But in a Hollywood where million-dollar budgets are normal, maybe that's exactly what we need. A new generation of artists who grew up creating in their bedrooms, who are searching for a more democratized Hollywood, and the movement to make that happen, well, it's already begun.
Cheers to our future selves.
Cheers to the future selves.
Cheers to our past selves.
And the past self. And
but
the
it doesn't
present.
begin with the YouTube late night shows, or the poorly rated movies, or even MrBeast's million-dollar spectacles. It begins here, in the humble spaces of childhood bedrooms where vlogs are being taken as seriously as Netflix films. In a world where our Instagram and YouTube feeds are filled with unrealistic expectations, it's more important than ever that we break down the iron gates of Hollywood, that we build a world where meaningful stories can't be silenced by producers and millions of artists can share their tiny corner of the world. In the future of storytelling, everybody is invited to create, and the next great artists, well, they can come from anywhere.
Why not? Fuck it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too. I love you.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Lately, I've been spending a lot of time pushing the idea of the YouTube new wave, and if you want to support what I'm doing, you can subscribe to my Patreon, where I also upload tutorials, scripts, and behind the scenes of how I make my films. There's already a huge catalog of resources on there, and it's only $4 a month. So consider checking it out, and I'll see you guys soon.